What's going on, everybody? So, we're back again with another video. Today, we're talking about how money is a mindset, but it's also energy, and how people talk about the law of attraction. So, if you're not into the law of attraction, or if you're not into metaphysical type of talks and you feel like it's all woo woo or superstitious nonsense, then this might not be the video for you. But if you are into that type of stuff, then this might be a sign from the universe, from God, from whatever higher power that you attribute that type of wacky, deep things to, then this might be the video for you. So I just want to reiterate to you, anybody who's watching this video probably already knows that they're going to be successful, that things are going to come to them. And it's really about how you think about it, and it's also about your emotions. The reason why the rich get richer is because they know that it's possible to make money and they know that money's going to come to them. So emotionally, they're able to receive more of it. They're able to take more risks because they know that what is owed to them is going to come to them. They just have a feeling that they deserve it. Like now that I've been saving and I got to $10,000, it doesn't seem hard to me to save another $10,000 or to even get to $100,000. Whereas before, when I was in a lower emotional state, possibly not feeling so good about myself, then I had a state of lack. And I felt like if something came to me, it was by luck or it was by chance or that I was, it's like I wasn't worthy enough to have it. And if you're in that mindset, feeling like you're not worthy enough to have something, then you will not keep that something. That something will always leave you, whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, gold, a car, whatever it may be, a job, it'll leave you. So, in this video, we're going to be talking about some of the ways that pretty much money feels and how you need to get into the feeling of money. I used to watch different videos, meditation, or I would listen to binaural beats, and this would get me into a frequency where I could feel like money is abundance, money is everywhere. I started being able to see all the different cars, buildings, and uh, things of value around me in my universe, in my world. You have to think about it. There are so many things that cost money. There's billions and millions of dollars out here. So the world really is abundant. There are people who are greedy and they hoard a lot of it to themselves. But if you can get even a percentage of that energy, of that idea, that abundance, then you can get what's owed to you, and you can realize that a lot of the piece of the pie, not even a lot, just like a little percentage of the piece of the pie, is more than enough for you. I was watching a video the other day and it was talking about the difference between a million and a billion. Like, a million is closer to zero or $1 than it is to $1 billion. Like, a billion is 100 or 1,000 million dollars. Like, it's really hard to put into your mindset about how much money that is, especially when you come from a place of lack or a place of struggling or a place of where you just don't have money. But once you start opening your mind to the opportunities and the possibilities, you realize like how much money you really need, and it may not be that as much as you think, or you think it's like you can think of the money like dang, it can carry you a lot further, or at the same time, it's not as much as you think. Like $1 million is not as much as you think. Like you can spend $1 million in a day or two, or in a week or so. But $1 billion, even if you spent $1 million every day, you would not spend the rest of your $1 billion by the end of the year. It would take you like 3 years to get rid of your $1 billion. But if you had $1 billion, you can put that to work for you. So at the bottom line is that first, you have to come to a place where you are open to the possibility that money is able to come to you. And you have to not think so much in lack. Like, yes, you may not want to spend your money on something, but that doesn't mean that you can't afford it. You know, like I can afford something, but that doesn't mean that I have to buy it. I can afford to buy Jordans, or I can afford to buy the new Nintendo Switch games that cost $80, but I'm choosing not to. That's why I'm keeping my money. So it's really just a change in frequency, or a change in mindset. And really, it's coming into an alignment with more of yourself. When I chose to save $10,000, I had to change into the person who was capable of having $10,000. So I had to change my whole personality. I had to change into a whole different version of myself. So you really have to get into deep down and change whatever it is, or allow more things, more of your natural self. Let go of whatever is not serving you anymore. Same thing with like body transformation. I first, before I saved the $10,000, I gained a little bit of weight. When I first came to my job that I work at in another state, I was 135 pounds, which is pretty thin. And even now, you probably say like, "Oh, you're not swole, you're not a bodybuilder or anything like that." But I am 20 pounds, like I'm 160 now, so I'm like 25 pounds heavier than I was when I first came out there, and that was a mindset change too. I had to literally become the person who eats a lot. Like I had to change once I knew that I started getting weight is because the people in my reality, they started to see the changes and they started to tell me, "Dang, you eating a lot. Oh man, you eating a lot. What's up, big man?" People started calling me big man. I got people outside of me to start calling me big man because I had to see myself as a bigger man. So the same thing, I have to start see. You have to start seeing yourself. What you're gonna do with the money? How are you gonna, how are you gonna be when you have the money? Like what kind of clothes are you gonna wear? What kind of car are you gonna drive? What kind of, are you gonna be sober? Are you gonna be working out? Are you gonna be healthy? Are you gonna be putting it into an investment? Into stocks? Are you gonna be putting it into Bitcoin? Are you going to be putting it into, what is the money for? Are you trying to save money for your children? Is it for your family, for your mother? Is it just for you, for your health? What kind of, like I said, what kind of clothes are you wearing? Do you want to buy a certain pair of shoes? Like, envision yourself with the money so that way it's easier for your brain to adapt to that situation. Because your brain has this thing called the reticular activating system. And so, what this system does, it helps your brain to come into basically it helps your brain to see patterns. So like if you see a red Kia, then the more you think about that red Kia, the more you're gonna see red Kias out and about when you're driving or just out and about. Same thing with Tesla. When I first saw what Teslas were and I started wanting a Tesla, I started seeing Teslas everywhere. So the same thing, when you activate that part of your brain and you start seeing the patterns of money, you start seeing money in every location, every situation. Your brain is able to come up with new business ideas and plans to make more money. You start looking at things, you say, I wonder how much that costs, or I wonder how they got that business set up. Like if you look at a burger stand or like a food truck or possibly just like a clothing store, you think about, I wonder how they built that up. How did they scale up? Maybe they only had $100. Like, say, if you wanted to start a painting business, maybe you get some paint brushes, a bucket of paint, some rags, a drop cloth, and you start knocking on doors. You get a few customers, and then those customers tell more people, and then you go from $100. You charge them $20, and they give you $20. You buy some more paint, and you just keep on scaling up till you have $200 into 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, and then you're making like $100,000 a year. So you really have to just be open to the possibility that it's available for you and then focus on what you want because that will open up your mind to new possibilities. And so, different ways that you could do it is you can listen to binaural beats. Binaural beats telling you, I am wealth, I am health, I see all the abundance out here. Because really, you need to come into a place where you lower your conscious awareness because your conscious awareness is not going to allow you to become that new person. Your conscious awareness is too focused on what's around you and your day to day life. It's telling you, who you are being right now. But what you need to do is get it into your subconscious of who you want to be. And so this is the way that you do that is you have to meditate and you have to do repetition. You have to do the same thing over and over again so it gets into your nervous system and into your subconscious mind so that way you just automatically start becoming that person. You don't have to think about it. It's not something that takes effort. You want it to be effortless. You want it to just be where you wake up and every time you get a check, you put some money inside and save it. Or every time that You wake up, you're already thinking about how you're going to be making money or things like that. You want to be able to see in abundance. You want to be able to see how you can, just have these opportunities and use them to your advantage. And that's not to say to be greedy or to take from anybody else. How can you help other people? How can you provide value for other people? And when you think about that, then you'll have new ideas every day on how you can provide value. Maybe you create a YouTube channel. You talk about money. I'm just giving you an example. I'm literally doing it right now. But you could talk about beauty. You could teach people how to work out, become a personal trainer. You can cook for somebody. There's so many different ways to create value for other people because we all need different skills and we all need different things in this world. So uh, another way to do it is, like I said, meditate, listen to hypnosis, basically like binaural beats, listen to things, people saying good things. But another way is to read books. Read books from people who have already done it, people who have already become wealthy, like Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, even Donald Trump, Steve Jobs, different people who are already millionaires and billionaires. I would say this plane is trying to stop me right now. The universe don't want us to do it, but we're gonna keep talking through it. 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 We're gonna keep making money. We're gonna keep making money. I am rich. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am all. I am abundance. I am love. I am peace. I am health. I am wealth. I am money. I am the value. I am the choice. I know how to bring people value. See, stuff like that. See how I just went into a little trance because of the plane? Obviously, I couldn't tell you guys exactly what I wanted to tell you because it was throwing me off of my track. But that is how you keep yourself on the repetition. That's how you keep yourself in the flow. Because life is going to come just like that plane came. Life is going to come and try to get you off of that flow. A car accident's going to happen. A breakup's going to happen. Somebody may die in your life, and those type of things are what's going to try to suck the attention away from your goal. But you have to tell yourself, you have to keep on reminding yourself, you have to be the one who shows up for yourself. You can't let nothing in this world get you off of your focus. Yes, life is sad, and yes, life bad things happen, and yes, you're not always going to feel the best, but it's up to you to bring yourself back to you and focus on the value that is within you, because no matter what, you are priceless. All the ideas are priceless, and those come from within you. It's not going to come from outside. You can take a seminar, like I said, you can read a book, you can listen to these things, but really it comes from within you. It comes from the choice within you. It's a choice to have that attention towards something. And so the discipline that people talk about, it's really choosing to do something over and over and over again. Over time, that thing gets easier, and it just becomes like a habit. People have bad habits. You smoke a cigarette, it may be uncomfortable the first time, but the more you smoke cigarettes, the easier it gets until you get to a point you don't want to do it no more. Or like a good habit, going to the gym, same thing. First day, it hurts. You may be like throwing up, you may be sweating, your body will be sore and everything. But after you do it for a while, you're like, dang, I can't imagine a time where I wouldn't go to the gym. You can't see yourself in a time where moving is not part of your routine. So you have to get uncomfortable, and you have to pretty much stay uncomfortable. I think you just want to face your fears and just try new things. Don't be scared to try new things every day, and that'll get your body used to the stress, to used to distress and used to the stress. I think we have to get used to distress. I think people get too comfortable in being in lack, and they're just comfortable in that. And the idea of becoming wealthy or successful, it scares people. People don't want to try new things because they think they're going to fail, so they rather stay and do nothing than try something and fail. So I think we need to understand that it's available to us. One, we need to do things that help us to remind ourselves that wealth is a possibility. And then, like I said, looking within, when you get ideas, from within, you have to just go ahead and follow it. Don't be scared to take a risk or to get embarrassed a little bit. because that may be the thing that changes your life or that brings you a big opportunity. One example I can tell you is that last year or 2 years ago, I had an idea. Like 3 years ago, I had an idea to do a curb painting business. A curb painting business meaning like people have addresses on their house, right? They're different numbers. So people sometimes they have the addresses in front of their house, like on the sidewalk or the curb. So I had an idea, maybe I could make a business repainting the curbs or just paint the curbs on houses, like on places where they're not even there. So I had this idea and I didn't do anything with it for like a year. But then something just told me to go ahead and just start. So I bought some spray paint, I bought a bucket, I bought some wire brushes to, get the dirt and debris off, and I bought some stencils. And so I asked my family members, I was like, hey, can I do your address? And I did it. I told them I was gonna do it for free, but I ended up telling them $10. And each one they ended up giving me $20. We're going to keep on talking over this siren because money is coming to me freely and easily, and I need to tell these people that money is abundant and it's going to come to them too. If you believe in what I'm saying right now, comment, I am money, I am wealthy, I am healthy. Money is coming to me freely and easily to me now. Comment right now that money is coming to me freely and easily to me now, because we're not going to let this outside noise, or we're not going to let these distractions from keeping us from what is coming to us, what is meant for us, what is always going to be coming to us. Money is coming freely and easily to me now. But anyways, my family, I asked them if it was okay if I did these curb painting business in their, on their curb, and I told them $10, but each of them they always gave me like $20. So I recorded myself doing that curb painting, and I posted it on this app called Neighbor. And Neighbor is just an app that connects all the people in your neighborhood together, so you can see different people. It's like a social media app, but for neighbors. And so I started posting all my videos on Facebook and also on that Neighbor app, and people started finding me. And this guy named Carl, he found me. He texted me. He asked me to come to his house, and he paid me some money, and I did the little curb thing. This lady, she ended up finding me, and she asked me because she wanted to paint like this sign that says reserved, and she wanted me to do 12 parking spaces. So she had this like apartment unit, and people were parking in their spaces that weren't meant for them. So I just painted the reserved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I charged her $300. I think it cost me like $50 to get some extra paint and some new stencils. So really, I made about $250, and that job took me about 10 hours. So I made, $250 in 10 hours, so about $25 an hour. And I could have charged more, but I was, trying to be, not charging too much. But you guys, that's all I'm saying is you have to have an idea. One, you have to believe that it's possible. Two, to believe it's possible, you have to do things that reminds you that it's possible. So you have to sit there and meditate. You have to focus on, the good and the opportunities and the wealth and abundance in your life. Three, when you have an idea or something comes to you, you have to take action with it. So those are the way that law of attraction works in a practical way. I know people look at the law of attraction like that can't work, and it won't work. One, if you don't believe it. Everything is a belief. You only do things out of emotion, and emotions are carried by what you believe and your thoughts. So once you change your thoughts, it'll change your beliefs, which change your actions, which change what is happening in your life around you, because everything is a ripple. Everything is like water. Once you drop that little drop of water, everything ripples out. And the same thing with making money. When you make an action in your life and you provide value for somebody, that's how word of mouth works. That's how somebody will come to your burger stand. That's how somebody will come to your YouTube channel. When you start changing people's lives, they'll come more and more. And the more that you're in people's face, every single day, repetition, the more that I'm in your guys' bubble that you even know I exist, the more that you're going to want to come to my channel, because I'm providing you with reassurance and emotional stability about this money, and you're able to see it, that I'm actually progressing. So that's how you do that. But yeah, you guys, I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Like, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Peace.